Hello, and welcome back to another episode of The Life She Built. And today I want to talk to you about a realization that I've had recently that honestly has made me a little bit uncomfortable. I had a listener reach out to me, and I love that we're having these conversations, but she said to me, "You are so wise." And if you listen to my podcast, maybe you think you know me. Maybe you think that I'm thoughtful and reflective. Maybe you think that I'm the girl who loves routines and growth and personal development, and all of these things are beautiful, and I'm very honored that I am giving that impression. But it kind of made me laugh because I think that if you asked my best friends and those people in my inner circle to describe me, I'm not sure that those descriptive words are where they would start. I think that if you ask them, they would say something like this. Sandra's the first one to hit the dance floor and the last one to leave. It's kind of one of those things that's my thing. I love a dance floor. I think that they would also probably say that I swear too much. They would probably say that I laugh a lot and that I laugh loudly. I think that they would also tell you that I may or may not have the humor of a 14-year-old boy. So if there is ever a joke that could be taken in the wrong direction, I probably am the one that's going to take it there. And I'll probably just keep that joke going again and again and again. So when you look at those personality traits and that part of who I am and you compare it with what that listener said, it feels like those two people are not the same, but they are. And it makes me laugh because in our very early stages of dating, my husband and I got into an argument. I said, "Okay, tell me the three things that bother you most about me. Like, I want to know, and let's see if we can change it." And it was funny because he could only come up with two, and he goes, "You swear too much and you laugh too much." And it's just really funny to me. Even when this podcast episode was marked as clean, I was like, "Ooh, okay, that's a challenge. Here we go." So I'm taking on the challenge for that. We'll see if we keep it. All of these conversations and all of these thoughts kind of had me wondering, like, am I hiding something on this podcast? Am I being fake? Am I being authentic? You know, that buzzword, because that is actually something that is really, really important to me. It's a value that I hold really deeply. And which one of these people is actually me? Deep down, I actually know what that answer is. And for me, that answer is that I am all of them. Because yes, I have the humor of a teenage boy, and I have often the mouth of a trucker, and I dance like I'm still 18 years old at the bar. But I also am deep, and I also love the reflections, and I love having all of these conversations. And I don't think that those two people are different. I think that there's so much advice out there, and it's like, be yourself. Especially if you're a business owner, if you're listening to any marketing gurus or any marketing advice, they'll often tell you to, again, be authentic and always have one voice and be really recognizable. And there is a part of me that can really understand that. And I really love the idea of be yourself and be authentic. And from a business perspective, I do understand it as well. However, I do think that it really strips us of the multidimensional people that we are. And I think it's really easy for this to get a little bit confusing for us. It is kind of watering us down to just like this one personality type, and that's all we're allowed to be, and we're this sort of robot set on autopilot. But as human beings, there really are so many layers to us, and we are incredibly complex. So maybe we're looking at this the wrong way. Maybe we don't have to be, quote, one voice to be authentic. What does being yourself even actually mean? I think that deep down, I am the same person no matter how I show up. So let me explain that. For me, my values and my heart and my beliefs, they are always the same. But how I show up in different parts of my life can vary, and that's okay. But when push comes to shove, I am always the same person when it comes to the places where it really truly matters. Our life does require us to show up differently for different roles in our life. Heck, for me, I sometimes show up differently 6 times a day, and I'm sure we're all the same. When I'm recording this podcast, I am naturally going to show up a little bit differently than when I'm dancing with my girlfriends. I think it is normal for me to come on here and share in a deeper way, in a more reflective way than it is when I'm 6 margaritas deep and I'm on the dance floor with my girlfriends and we're just kind of forgetting everything else. Or when I'm comforting my daughters. Again, like if I came there with them and I was always super reflective and super deep and sharing advice with them, they'd gloss over and I wouldn't get through to them. But at the same time, if I was just to go up to somebody on the dance floor and hug them because they look sad, like I had my daughters, they would be like, weird. When I'm negotiating a contract, I'm a very different person than when I'm on a date with my husband. Although sometimes we need to negotiate there too. You know what I'm saying. The truth is that different environments and different seasons in our life really do require us to show up differently. So after a lot of reflection around this very nice compliment that someone gave me and called me wise, and it made me almost feel uncomfortable, which is again something for me to really sit with and reflect on. What I have realized is that it is okay for us to allow different environments and different roles and different even seasons to pull out different versions of us as long as our main values remain the same in those. Examples for me are the microphone Sandra that you see here. That person is naturally going to be different. Then there is wedding day Sandra. And even on wedding days, there are different versions of me. There's the having a lot of behind the scenes fun with my vendor partners. There is the we are running behind and we need to get moving, stern Sandra. Then there is the what I want to show to my clients and hopefully to guests, and it's the calm Sandra. Nothing's bothering me. Even if underneath there's a lot of bubbling happening because I know we're running behind. There's the business coaching adventure Sandra, and she kind of puts together a lot of the calmness and the tell you how it is and the hopefully fun Sandra and make you feel Sandra like I try to make my girls feel seen. There's the dance floor chaos Sandra. There's the home alone quiet Sandra. That part of me is different. And even again there, that part of me sometimes is dancing by myself. And then there's the mom Sandra. And that person is sometimes calm, sometimes stern, sometimes funny. All that to say, I cannot be the same person consoling my kids or a bride as I am after 2 or 4 or 6 margaritas. And honestly, thank God for that. Those two people cannot be the same. So I think that none of these women that are me that I just described are fake. None of them are pretending to be something that they're not. They're truly all me. They are truly all part of this complex layer that is being a human being and being a woman. While many of these parts of who I am come with me no matter what role I am, once again, my values, my beliefs, what I'm willing to stand up for, what I will accept and not accept. The truth is, when we are in different roles, we are often required to show up differently, or we just may feel comfortable showing up differently with different people and in different environments. And that is okay. So just because you are loud behind closed doors but quiet in public doesn't mean that you're fake. As long as your values follow you, regardless of what role you're in, you are actually being authentic and you are being real. I want to ask you this. So really, really think about this. When you are thinking about parts of your life and where you have to show up, who are you and how do you behave? Who are you at work? Who are you when you're with your sisters or your brothers or your parents? Who are you with your husband or your partner in life? Who are you when you are with your girlfriends? Who are you when absolutely nobody is watching? When you really think about that, I guarantee you, you can visualize immediately how you look to those people, how you might come off, how you're comfortable, what jokes you're willing to tell or not tell, how loud you allow your voice to be in what you're saying. But underneath all of that is the same person. Because being authentic doesn't mean that you're being the exact same person in every single room. Being authentic actually means letting the room bring out a real part of you that already exists. You're not inventing a new person. So again, for me, loud Sandra exists, swearing Sandra exists, dancing Sandra exists, quiet reflective Sandra exists, wise Sandra exists, insecure Sandra exists. All of those pieces and all of those people are in me. But different environments ask them to come out. And again, I don't like how marketing and social media and a lot of business coaches have convinced us or have made us second guess that if we show up differently at different parts, that we are confused or not being real or trying to pretend, you know. I think that we really are those people, and it's okay to let them come out. So here's a quick little challenge for you. This week, instead of asking yourself, who actually am I? Or how do I want to show up to the world? I want you to ask yourself this. Ask yourself, what version of me needs attention right now? What version of me is not being recognized, honored, or allowed to come out? Is it the quiet you, the reflective you? Is it the version of you that needs some rest? Is it the version of you that needs to create? Maybe it's the version that needs to hit a dance floor and just let loose. Maybe it's the version of you that needs to sit down and just build and be efficient and be productive. Maybe it's the version of you that needs a really deep conversation with somebody that's trusted. Maybe it's the version that needs to lead. Maybe it's the version that just needs to cry. All of those people are you. Maybe you need to laugh until everything hurts, until your tummy hurts and your cheeks hurt. That version of me needs to come out a lot. I love that version. I feel so much freedom. Laughing and dancing. Oh, my favorite things, truly. But all of those people are still you. But have you given all of those people room to come out so that you feel fulfilled? So that's what I've been thinking about. Again, I don't think I'm going to be alone when I've had these thoughts and these feelings. And for me, in some future episodes, you may feel a little lighter, a little messier, a little bit more sarcastic, maybe a few more swear words. And I don't know if we're going to keep up this whole clean rating. It's been a great challenge for me. But I think that not every story will need to end with a life lesson, because honestly, for me, like, I'm not becoming somebody new. This is who I am. And then sometimes there will be life lessons, and oftentimes there will be, because I've learned so many and I love sharing them. But as the episodes continue, you may feel a little bit lighter, and I know that that part of you also exists. So thank you for being here with me. Until next time.